Today we're going to be tying up a cascade variant, which is a fluorescent green bodied cascade. Okay, so I'm going to add on my wire, which is a red wire, which is going to be my tag and also my rib. Okay, so I'm going to screw it on underneath and bring the thread up to the hook points, and then a few turns to create your tag, depending on the thickness. You could also use oval if you wanted. And then I tuck that in underneath, tuck that in down the middle, and then secure it in underneath. Double it back, and now it's also going to be my rib. Okay, so the tail of the fly is going to be hot orange and yellow mixed bucktail. So I have some pre-mixed here ready to go. And as always, the length of the fly is entirely up yourself. 2, maybe even 3 times the length of the shank is usually okay. And I secure that in at the top of the shank. Have a look at it. And if I'm happy, I'm going to keep on going. I just want to add in a wee bit of flash here at the same time before we go any further. So entirely up to yourself, the amount of flash you like, but about 4 strands would be plenty for a hook this size. Okay, and I just secure that in on top. Always use a little bit of super glue as well. Means you don't need to use too much force when securing your bucktail in. Gives you a nicer, more flatter tail, if that's what you prefer. Okay, so a few turns up to that tag, and then just bring that thread on down. At this stage you can get your scissors and start to trim your excess. Okay, you can kind of taper it if you want. As well as that, if you need to, just reduce the size of any of that flesh in the tail. I think that looks okay. Okay, so we already have our rib secured. What we need is our main body. So our main body is going to be Largaton Fluorescent green. This is a lovely lime green colour. I'm going to secure that in on top with a few turns and bring that a mil or two before the tag. Next I'm going to use some super glue, and this will give a more secure hold, but at the same time, if I let go of the braid at any stage, I don't need to start from the start again. I'll only lose one wrap. Okay, so bring that up to the head area, and then just follow it up with your flat braid. And see, I've used a white body because it's always better for a bright, or a white thread, because it's always better whenever you have a bright body. A few turns to secure that in at the end, and then trim off your excess. Okay. Then we just get our rib, and about 4 or 5 turns up the body. It's more than enough. Secure it in underneath. Okay. Always hold your thread away from where the wire is, and then twist the wire if that's what you're using. Okay, so the wing of the fly is fox. Well, it's black fur basically, but I'm going to use black fox. And the beauty about using the fox mask is that I can actually take hair from anywhere, and different parts of the mask gives me different textures of hair and different lengths of hair. Okay, so this will do me here. So I'm going to remove the underfur. There's not much guard hairs for this section, so I'm going to leave them in. I'm just going to keep on stripping that underfur until I get the right profile. Okay, in terms of length then, you want this to go to the rear of the hook. Okay, I'm going to trim off what I suspect will be the excess. I'm going to also level up that thread just so there's no real drop significant drop between the thread and the body. Okay, and then I'm going to put that on with a pinch and loop. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of super glue. And this is going to secure that fox in a lot easier. Not essential, but it would be for some of the hairs. Okay. As well as that, you could add in some flies if you wanted at this stage. Okay, so I'm going to add in my hackles now. So I'm going to use, the first hackle is going to be yellow. I'm not going to wax the thread at this stage because I already have the super glue on here. And I'm going to draw those fibres back. I should have said there that I broke the tip off. You'll maybe see me do it before. I broke the tip off to give a more secure hold. Okay, then we just start to train our fibres inwards. Keep on doubling. Hackle isn't playing ball. Okay, if you have a hackle that isn't really putting the fibres in too well, you can always wet your hands and just draw the fibres out as you go along. Okay. Okay, so one turn first of all. Then we draw out more fibres and do a second turn. Okay, I'm going to just end it at that there for this hook size. Okay, so a few turns to secure it in. Got plenty of space left because there's no jungle cock or anything of this. Okay, if there's still anything going forward, bring that back. We'll get that later on. Okay, so the second part is going to be hot orange. So again, I break off the tip and expose a few fibres. Now, because I don't have the super glue on the thread, I'm going to use wax again. Okay, and I'm going to just screw that in. And then double back on itself. Now you can see there's quite a drop here from the hackle. That's fine because we're going to want a big bold fluorescent head anyway. I'm not too worried. Okay, then just start to train those fibres in. As you can see, these fibres on this cape are working a lot better than the last one. Okay, and we'll probably do 2 or 3 wraps. We'll see how it looks after 2. So just watch your hackle doesn't catch any of the yellow fibres going around. Okay. So that's my 2 wraps. Yeah, I think that'd be more than enough. Okay, so I'm going to cut any of those fibres with my thread. Okay, and then I'm going to double it back again to get an even more secure hold. Okay, and trim off what's left. Okay, so now I'm just going to use a whip finish. I'm going to change the thread. Okay, so you only need a few wraps of this really, so 2 or 3 turns. Okay, so just get your floss and add it on the way you would with thread. Okay. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to cover all that white. I wouldn't worry too much if the white does come through, but it just makes a nicer looking fly. So check underneath as well. If there's a small section of white that you just can't get at, it just keeps on slipping. All you need to do is put a wee bit of super glue on your floss and it'll grip it a lot easier. At the same time you're adding durability. Okay, but I'm happy with that now, so I'm just going to add in a wee bit of finish And that's your green bodied cascade, folks. So a great one for fresh fish and worth having in everyone's box. Hopefully you found that useful. As always, if you did, do check out my other videos come up on screen now, and do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It's much appreciated. Until next time, thanks very much. All the best.